Happy Saturday morning, people. So I am going to make a yummy, satisfying, but healthy breakfast. So I'm doing 1 egg and 3 egg whites. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to reduce the amount of cholesterol in the breakfast. So the 1 egg yolk will be plenty of cholesterol because you do need some cholesterol. You just don't need a ton of it. So to make it a little healthier, we're going to do 1 egg yolk and 3 egg whites. And that dripping sound that you hear in the background, that is coffee brewing. Okay, I'm going to season up the eggs with some pepper. I'm not going to put any salt in these eggs. I'm just going to do fresh cracked black pepper. And I'm going to do plenty of garlic. This is garlic powder. And garlic powder gives it a ton of flavor. And you don't even need the salt. Once you add the rest of the ingredients, it tastes delicious without the salt. So we do some garlic powder, and you have to beat this really, really well to get all that garlic powder and pepper clumps broken up. And then I have my skillet that I spritzed with olive oil, nice and hot. And now I'm going to take some raw scallion that I just cut up, and I'm going to sprinkle that in the egg. The scallion is going to give it a ton of flavor. And then I have about a cup of mushrooms. These are just brown button mushrooms that I sliced, and I'm going to put those right on top. I always pour the egg in the pan first because it makes a nice seal on the pan and it won't stick. If I were to mix the veggies in the egg and then pour it in the pan, whatever veggies are touching the pan, it's going to start to stick. So I always pour the egg, let it sizzle, get it nice and coated on the bottom, and then I start piling my veggies on. Then you want to set the pan to low, cover it, and you're going to let this cook for 10 to 15 minutes until that egg is completely cooked all the way to the top. And you're going to see some liquid on the top. That's from the mushrooms. Just uncover it, let it evaporate, and you're good to go. Now I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to cut this in half because it's half for me, half for my husband. And he wants some cheese on his. So I'm just going to separate this. Okay, so I'm going to get the shredded vegan cheese and I'm going to put some of that on his. And if you're cooking for one person, you can make the same thing and just put half in a container for tomorrow. Meal prep. And then you're going to want to cover that to melt the cheese, but take the other half out. If you're not having cheese on yours, I'm going to take my half out and I'm going to start getting mine ready while his melts. So just put the cover on that and just a minute or two just to let that cheese melt. And in the meantime, I'm going to finish off my breakfast and I'm going to do half of a Hass avocado and I'm going to dice it up because I want little bite-sized pieces all over the top of my yummy, delicious mushroom, scallion, garlicky omelet. Then you're going to spread out the diced avocado because you want a nice bite of creamy, buttery avocado with every bite of your omelet. And then I'm going to have half of a Honey Crisp apple, which are my favorite apples. I love Honey Crisp. They're crispy, they're juicy, they're sweet, they're amazing. My favorite apple. So I'm going to have half of that with the peel on, extra fiber. And then I'm going to have a piece of the Dave's Killer bread. This is thin sliced sprouted bread with some of that vegan cream cheese, just about a tablespoon of that, and there's no saturated fat in there. This is going to be a delicious, filling, yummy, satisfying brunch that is still healthy and good for you. Then I'm going to add one more thing to the toast, and that is going to be a little bit of everything bagel seasoning. And I'm not using everything that I poured into the cap. I'm just going to take 2 pinches of it and sprinkle a little bit on each side of the toast. And that's it. That is breakfast. So once I'm done, I'm going to turn the plate around and look at that breakfast. That is a filling, satisfying, yet healthy breakfast. Let's give this a taste. Delicious. Now I'm going to make my husband's plate, which is a little different than mine. And then we're going to take both plates and we're going to go sit outside and have breakfast. So let me get his ready. Now, the only difference between his egg and mine is that he has some melted vegan cheese on top. And I'm going to do half an avocado on his as well. And instead of an apple and some whole grain sprouted bread, he is having 3 slices of toast with the vegan cream cheese. And he also wants some jelly on one of the toast. So let's take our breakfast outside, grab our coffee, and voila, breakfast is served. I have my coffee, no sugar, nut pod creamer, almond based with coconut cream, and my healthy brunch. And somehow, if the weather's nice, it's just makes it taste that much better to eat it outside. Yeah, you hear the birds chirping, you feel the light breeze, and it just makes eating your breakfast outside that much more enjoyable. And there you go. That is my healthy, filling, delicious breakfast. Half an apple, a mostly egg white omelet with mushrooms and scallion, garlic powder, black pepper, half an avocado, and a piece of whole grain sprouted bread with vegan cream cheese. Thanks for watching. Bye.